Hello everyone, welcome back to our channel. Today's topic is external carotid artery part 2. That is the continuation of the external carotid artery which we have seen in the previous class. In the previous class we have seen the origin, course, relations and branches of external carotid artery. And also we have covered the superior thyroid artery and ascending pharyngeal artery in the last class. So in this class we will continue with the two other branches of the external carotid artery, lingual artery and facial artery. Those who have not subscribed to the channel, subscribe now so that you will have the continuation of the head and neck classes and also the histology, embryology. In our channel we have added a new playlist called Important Anatomy in 50 videos. If you go through that 50 videos, you will be able to cover 60 to 70% of the anatomy questions for the university exams. So keep watching, do subscribe now. Now we will move on to the topic lingual artery and facial artery. Lingual artery is the principal artery of the tongue. Origin, it is also arising from the front of the external carotid artery. Front of the external carotid artery, three branches: superior thyroid artery, lingual artery and facial artery. Superior thyroid artery takes origin below the tip of greater cornu-of-hyoid bone, but this lingual artery takes origin opposite the tip of the greater cornu-of-hyoid bone. The course of the artery is divided into three parts by the hyoglossus muscle. So this is the external carotid artery and this is the lingual artery and this is the hyoglossus muscle. So this course is divided by this muscle into three parts. So first part is up to this muscle, second part is passing behind the muscle and third part is up to the tongue. So now you have to remember the axillary artery divided into three parts by the one muscle. Same way the lingual artery is now divided by the one muscle into three parts. So this is the dissected image of the lingual artery. So this is the lingual artery, a characteristic loop with the convexity directed upward. So that is the typical feature of the lingual artery. This loop is to allow the movements of the hyoid bone. As it arises opposite to the tip of the greater cornu-of-hyoid bone. And this lingual artery is also crossed by the hypoglossal nerve. So this is the hypoglossal nerve which crosses the internal carotid artery, external carotid artery and also this lingual artery. So now we will see the three parts of this lingual artery. So this lingual artery may be asked as short notes for you. So you have to write in detail, you have to know in detail. First part lies in the carotid triangle. Extends from its origin up to the posterior border of the hyoglossus. So it rests on the middle constrictor muscle, that is the floor of the carotid triangle. The second part passes deep to the hyoglossus muscle. So now we will see the course of lingual artery in another picture. This picture we have seen already in the external carotid artery relations, same one. So this is the external carotid artery and this is the origin of the lingual artery. From the external carotid artery up to the hyoglossus posterior border, that is the first part. Second part is given in dotted line passing deep to the hyoglossus muscle. And third part is up to reaching the tongue. So this muscle is this rectangle muscle is the hyoglossus muscle and this is the genioglossus muscle. The third part of the artery. So this is the third part of the artery running over the genioglossus muscle, also known as arteria profunda linguae. Profunda means you should know the meaning of profunda. Profunda means deep. Linguae means lingual, tongue. So it is the deep artery of the tongue. It first ascends along the anterior border of the hyoglossus muscle, then runs forwards beneath the mucous membrane of the undersurface of the tongue on each side of the frenulum linguae. So it will be running in the under surface of the tongue, and here in the middle of this under surface you will have the frenulum linguae. On each side of the frenulum linguae we will have this lingual artery. Lingual artery branches, it provides three sets of branches: suprahyoid branch, infrahyoid branch is the branch of superior thyroid artery. So suprahyoid is the branch of lingual artery, and also the dorsal lingual arteries and sublingual artery. So we have completed the lingual artery. Lingual artery, its origin, course, branches we have seen in detail as short notes. Now we will move on to the facial artery. Facial artery also may be asked as short notes. So we will see this artery also in the detail. Origin. The facial artery arises in the carotid triangle. This is also from the front of the external carotid above the tip of greater cornu of hyoid bone. So one artery is below the tip, that is superior thyroid. Opposite to the tip of greater cornu is lingual artery. Above the tip of greater cornu of hyoid bone is the facial artery. So that is the origin. Termination terminates at the medial angle of the eye. So this is the tortuous facial artery. It is in the face. It terminates at the medial angle of the eye as angular artery, where it anastomoses with the dorsal nasal branch of ophthalmic artery. So this ophthalmic artery is a branch of internal carotid. So from this dorsal nasal branch, so this is one of the site of the external carotid artery and internal carotid artery anastomosis. In the scalp, you should have learned there are so many arteries anastomosis from the external and internal carotid artery. In the face, this is one of the site of the two carotid arteries anastomosing. The course of the artery is subdivided into two parts. So this facial artery is given in which triangle? Carotid triangle. So that is the cervical part. Then it reaches the face, then that part is called as facial part. So if you are asked facial artery, you have to write about two parts in detail. So cervical part and facial part. This facial part is remarkably tortuous to allow the facial movements. In its total course, that is including the cervical and facial, the artery we can tell as double S-shaped. That is, otherwise S is inverted, so it is that shaped double loops. So this is the lingual artery we have seen already, which is a characteristic loop. Above the lingual artery, that is the cervical part of facial artery. So above the lingual artery. So from that part is called as ascending loop. So in that S-shape, first ascending loop is from its origin passes forward and upward deep to the posterior belly of digastric. So this is the posterior belly of digastric and stylohyoid muscle. So it passes deep to this muscle. So what is this triangle? This triangle is carotid triangle. This above the posterior belly of digastric, this triangle is the digastric triangle. So this facial artery is now entering the digastric triangle, and this is the submandibular gland. So this is in related to the submandibular gland, it is running. So this is the facial artery reaching the passing deep to the posterior belly of digastric and stylohyoid muscle, so that it runs in relation to the submandibular gland. Lodges in a groove at the posterior end of the submandibular gland. So first it appears at the posterior end of the submandibular gland, then appears beneath the ramus of the mandible. So as it is ascending loop, that is the cervical part, ascending loop is now reaching the ramus of the mandible. So this picture is a very good picture to show that S-shape. Now you can understand this is the S-shaped what we are describing. So you can note down this picture. It is given in only some books, this typical S-shaped. So first loop is looping the submandibular gland. The another loop is looping the mandible. So that is the S-shaped we have described. So from the loop, the artery passes downward. So this is the downward, forward between the medial pterygoid. So here is the ramus of the mandible. So inner surface of the ramus of the mandible is giving the insertion to the medial pterygoid. So that is, it is removed, ramus is removed here. So it is here, you should imagine medial pterygoid and the lateral surface of the submandibular gland. So that is the first loop. Ascending, this is cervical part, ascending loop, and this is the descending loop. So another loop is the looping the mandible. Appears at the lower border of the mandible. So here, this is the lower border of the body of the mandible, where it pierces the investing layer. So you should note this, up to this part, facial artery is deep. Now it is here only, it is piercing the deep cervical, investing layer of deep cervical fascia, turns upward to enter the face at the antero-inferior angle of the masseter. So this is the place where it turns upward at the antero-inferior angle of the masseter, where there you can, that is the place where you can feel the facial artery pulse. So this is the place where it becomes superficial. Branches of the facial artery. Now from the cervical part, ascending palatine artery, tonsillar artery. So this facial artery is the principal arterial supply of the tongue. Glandular branches. So to the submandibular gland, 3 to 4 in number. Submental artery, it is the content of the digastric triangle. So that is the branches of the cervical part. From the facial part, inferior labial artery, superior labial artery, and lateral nasal artery. So these are the branches of the facial part of facial artery. So in this class, we have seen the lingual artery in detail and facial artery in detail. So this lingual artery is divided into 3 parts by the hyoglossus muscle. Facial artery is having 2 parts, cervical part and facial part. So these 2 branches we have covered in this class. The remaining branches we will see in the next class. So those who have not subscribed to the channel, subscribe now so that you will receive the continuation of the head and neck classes.